Yes, welcome to the show, the multifaceted business mogul, Maameefua Koomson. Let's go.
Ooh.
Applause, applause, applause.
Yeah, it was partially a rant. Like, I'm sitting here counting the
Making this
beats
for you.
For you. It's probably gonna get 2,000 views and 2 likes. So I was when I ordered it, and first of all, they were very perfectly shaped. So I'm like, okay, these aren't like homemade, because try it. Have the audacity. Just do it. Do it scared. Do it nervous. Do it. Just have the audacity to do it.
Sometimes I feel to some that's such a feat. Yeah. So do it with the feet. I shoot and ski. No shake my hand or reach. I'll throw the beats. I go to sleep and show my reach. Ask for treats. Silent sweep. Fill my wrath of peace. It's my greed. Spinning round my head. Go Fred. Leave it red. Made it red. All the blood I bled. All the blood I'm breaking bread. Through a flood and now I'm dead. Hear a thud. It's time to shed. My outer showing through a living hell. Now I'm here to dwell in my cells.
And today we have an extremely special guest. Welcome to the show, the multifaceted business mogul, Maameefua Koomson.
Ooh.
Let's go. Applause, applause, applause.
Applause.
Yes.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, absolutely.
Man, this feels so. I'm getting nervous.
I'll guide you through it. I'll guide you through it. I just got a few questions that I'm gonna ask you because, like we were talking about earlier, the whole point of this podcast, I'm kind of steering it in a new direction. It kind of started out with me, just like we just talked about, like COVID. I wanted to do something creative.
Yeah.
I love having cringe clips and like funny stuff. So I just wanted to do all that and have my friends join in and do all this stuff. But I've really shifted towards like being interested in what we have to offer in Louisiana, because we have so much like food, culture. Like there's so many things that are hidden that need to be uplifted. And I mean, what you do is exactly what I'm going for. What I'm looking, because I want to have people on that are all about that and really like project what you do and show like my audience what you do, and then in hopes that people will support local, you know, support everything local, because that's the only way we're going to get out of any type of thing that we're in, is if everybody invests in Louisiana.
Louisiana. Gosh, that's a word right there.
Yes, like, reinvest. But yeah, welcome to the show. I wanted to know, so I did a little deep dive on your Instagram just to see like your most viewed videos, just like, because I've been following you on TikTok for the longest, and I think I recently did on Instagram, something like that, and I saw a bunch of food, and I love following food influencers and finding new things, because unlike my brothers and my entire family, they don't like to try things.
Same.
I'm like, look, if you don't like it, guess what? You have free will. What you were talking about earlier.
Yeah, like
you
don't have to try it again.
Don't have to ever put it in your mouth again. You don't have to think about it. Just try it, and you might like it. You know.
That is literally to this day. I'm still like, try it.
Yeah, and I'm pushing.
Like, no, and I'm like, put it in your mouth and just try it.
Just lick it.
And then they try it, and they're like, this is fantastic. Like, I remember bringing pho to my family for the first time. They're like, what is that? Why does it look like that?
Big noodles. What? There's so much stuff.
Why is it clear? I'm like, just try it. And now they go all the time. They're like, oh, you can bring us to the soup place. I'm like, okay.
I bet they don't admit it. I bet they don't admit that you're the one that put them on. They're like, oh, I kind of found this out myself.
I'm like, you know what? Y'all can have it. It's fine. Like, I'm not even going to argue with you.
Yeah, because I love like presenting food to people, and I love when people like fuck with new food.
Me too.
It is such a thing, because I love, cause, like I was just talking about, Louisiana has so much different stuff, so much flavor. It's unending, and the amount of
and I think we take it for granted, like, and that's coming from, and I think that's why I can strongly do what I do, because I was on the other side. I was very anti everything, and I wanted to be done with this, and I didn't want to support anything. Didn't even want to go to college here, but I went to LSU, and I remember being so sad when I was like applying, and then I got there first day. I was like, oh, hell yeah. I was like, this is fucking amazing. Mind you, I was very sheltered. So I really didn't leave like my neighborhood,
it's that stigma.
Yeah.
It's
like
the stigma.
I don't know what it is. And it still is there, but I had never went to LSU like my whole life. So that was my first time on campus. I felt like I was in a new city. So I was having the time of my life freshman year. And after that, I was like, man, I don't know why y'all didn't encourage me to stay in, like, I had a great time. Then I stayed to work, and that's when I changed. I was like, you know what, if I'm gonna live here, like maybe I should stop being a Grinch and just like, let me look around. And that was the minute I opened my eyes, and I'm like, wow, we have a lot of shit here.
Yes.
Traveling also opened my eyes. I think for a lot of locals, especially if they don't leave Louisiana, you don't realize how much local stuff we have. It was not until I traveled, and I'm like, dang, they got a lot of chains. Like, went to Arizona, I'm like, there's a lot of chains. You know, there might be franchises, but there's not like that, oh, this is that boudin shop here, and this is that small mom and pop that makes their own custom jams to put on their cheesecake. Like, they don't have that. And that's when it clicked to me, and I was like, oh shit, like, we have this landmine of stuff that we just don't appreciate. Especially when people from out of Louisiana come in for like maybe conferences and stuff, and they're always like, oh, Baton Rouge is so charming and this, and I enjoyed it. Like, that's their first impression. And sadly, you'll see other locals be like, oh, okay, well, just wait. You know, don't drive down this street, you might get shot. Like, why is that your first reaction to someone who's like, man, I had a positive experience of this? And you know, they always compare it to like bigger cities, and I'm like, New York, Atlanta, Houston, they all have the same fucking problems. But you know why they're big? Because their locals they embrace the problems and still speak positively about their city. They're like, yeah, I love Atlanta.
Yes.
Like, I love New York, poverty and all. Like, that is what's missing. I'm like, okay, we're gonna have fucking issues. Like, name one place where there's no issues. There's none. But you're gonna go to another city and tolerate it because for whatever reason, you're like, oh, well, I can deal with some stuff so why not? Like, why can't we do that here? And I can say that confidently because I had to check myself with that. I'm like, you have no problem traveling, and you're like, oh, well, I mean, I understand their issues, so why not deal with it here? So yeah, like, that traveling, it definitely made me realize, like, dang, there's some stuff we're just ignorant to. And not in like a rude way to say people are ignorant, but that's just what it is.
It's like naivete/ignorance.
Yes,
like, if you just travel, even not traveling to Arizona, or even like go north. Like, I went to Shreveport for one of my buddy's weddings, and as I was passing by all these like what do you call the blue signs on the side? What is that?
Oh yeah,
Interstate
like the little
signs.
where they have like all the little icons and the
and I was seeing so much different stuff, so much mom and pop stuff, and I've never seen that anywhere. Every single city, no matter how small, there might be like one gas station icon, and then in that gas station they got like a drive-through daiquiri shop attached with like some seafood in the bag. They're cooking pork chops. I mean, it's just it's insane. Especially whenever I was driving to Shreveport, I was going through all these small towns. I stopped on my way back to this place. It was called it was like Donuts, Coffee, and Boudin. That's it. That was the title. And I was like, I'm 1,000% stopping here right now.
And I'm sure it was good as hell.
It was amazing.
Oh yeah,
it was amazing. The Boudin was fresh as hell. Like, it was just like a mom and pop. They're like, oh, welcome in. It was wholesome. It was everybody takes, and we're very prideful of our food, and I love it. And to go back to what you were saying, I had one question that kind of tied in. So I talked to a lot of people regarding social media influencers. Like, at my job, I print T-shirts, and like I talk with a bunch of people just like about social media, and most people that buy shirts from us are like trade people who don't really pay attention to anything on the social media side or anything media. They don't really mess with their phones. So I was wondering, because whenever I talk to people about what I do, like podcasts or like stuff that I post, they're just like, they don't understand it. They don't really get that aspect of like marketing or like posting a lot or what it is. They just shy away from it. And that's such a huge avenue, especially today, that you need to embrace. And I wanted to see, like, in your own words, how would you describe, like, they have those Reddit subreddits. It's like, explain it to me like I'm 5.
Yeah.
How would you explain what you do to like the person who's just like, no social media?
My influencing job?
Yeah. Because I know you have Core Creative, you have VR Talk, and then you have a Branding Catalyst, and then both of the two of those are social media marketing firms.
Yeah. So Branding Catalyst is kind of like a workshop, kind of like an event type of thing. But to explain what I do to 5, that's a good question.
It's just like showing a food review to somebody who's not cultured in anything like that. They would be like, why are they eating on camera? Right. They don't understand the aspect of like, I'm eating here because I'm promoting this business. And whenever I post this on there, you will probably see it and you will be like, oh, that lobster looks amazing. That gumbo looks amazing.
I would probably describe it as, what I do is I'm basically writing a story, but with My camera
I
with
love
the
it.
iPhone. And pretty much so almost if they're used to like, oh, I read this awesome article in the Advocate, or it drew me in. Now I'm inspired to try this business. They read an article. Just think of it as the same thing, but just in a flashier video social context.
Yeah.
I think that's probably the best way to explain it because it took a few years. I think sometimes my parents still are kind of like, what do you do?
Yeah, yeah.
They're like, so what do you do again? She does something online. They always said, they're like, you're so obsessed with social media.
Yep.
I was like,
I always get, well, I mean, I support you, but I don't understand it. I don't get it. And I'm like, okay, well, thank you, I guess.
they're always like, she does something online. I don't know. Like, especially, because, like our family, they're from Ghana. And
Yeah.
so especially when it's extended family, they're like, I saw your daughter. Like, so what is she doing? They're like, yeah,
She's having lunch and she's filming herself. And then, like,
yeah.
I showed some of the stuff to my grandpa, who's just like, he was the one who lived here, and he's very like crime novel and then go to bed. That's it. And he
Simple
does
life.
it. He looks at it with a straight face, and he's just like, what am I looking at? Like, he doesn't process, like he doesn't see it. It's just that the older generation just
but I can understand it though, because my little sister, we're 11 years apart, and she showed me a video,
wild.
and I know.
yeah.
That's a story for another day. To this day, I'm still like, we're 11 years apart, but she showed me a video on her TikTok, and I was like, and so it finished playing, and I realized how I looked, and I'm like, so what is this? Like, and she's like,
laugh, cry, be mad.
she was like, never mind. I'm like, I don't get it. Like, what?
And now you're mad. Like, now I feel bad.
And I'm like,
for
well,
not
explain it. I was like, I don't understand. Like, what it, and it made me laugh because I'm like, oh, I wonder if that's how they see my stuff. And they're like, okay, like, what are we? Why are you showing yourself like eating? Like, my mom always say, like, make sure you gotta be ladylike and this. And I'm like, Mom, I'm just keep scrolling if you don't. Just keep scrolling because, it's. But yeah, I think I probably would explain it like that, at least for me, because that I do try to do storytelling because my undergraduate degree is actually in creative writing, and I was actually going in the path of like, publishing novels and teaching English, like get my master in fine arts. That was like the track I was going towards. And then I took a gap year, and so I graduated in 2019. So I took a gap year, COVID hit, and then I was like,
wow.
Yeah, I want to do something else. I was like, you know what? Like, I don't know. It clicked to me at a conference, a corporate conference, that the person who spoke, he was like one of the first marketing directors or something with Beats headphones. And he was just, doing his speech on the creativity. And I was like, oh shit. I'm like, people get paid to just like be creative and post on social. I was like, I can do that. Like, I've been posting on social media since middle school. I ran a Twitter fan page. Like, I can do this.
You got all the experience you need.
Yeah, I have all the experience. Yeah, I could not get hired for the life of me. Like, 60 plus jobs, no one would hire me locally, outside of the state. No one. I wasn't qualified, and that's what kind of led me to even start freelancing, because I was like, well, I guess I got to get experience somewhere.
You got to make your own experience.
Fucking COVID, no one's gonna hire me right now at all. So I was like, I guess I gotta do my own experience. So that's literally what I did, and I thought I was gonna just freelance a little bit and then get a nice like 9-to-5 corporate job. So let's just say 5 years later, I'm still doing that freelancing that I didn't think I was going to keep up with. So that is what I'm doing full time with my business and stuff. But
that was actually one of my questions. Like, you just said that was your like in 2019, seeing that it was Beats.
Yeah, so
seeing
Beats
that dude.
headphones.
So that was the moment where
That
it
had me
clicked,
like,
and you were just like, you know what? Let me try my hand at that.
Yes, because I always enjoyed social media. Like, anytime I was in any organization, club, my sorority, I was always like, let me do the social media, because I just thought it was fun. Like, when YouTube was first started up, me and my brother would like edit videos all the time for fun.
Then you go shout out.
Yeah, like,
Yes.
like that was our pastime, was just editing videos, especially gaming ones. Like, he used to play like AQW and all these like role-play games, so we would like screen record and edit them.
Kingsley
And
used to make Call of Duty 4 montages with like the Hollywood Undead and like 3 Days Grace. In the background.
yes.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you have to. Like, I mean, yeah, like that was.
And it was like a free version of like a screen recorder, so it had like the watermark all over the page, and it was the most uneasy thing to watch. And me and Kingsley were probably like, "Yeah, dude, that's so dope.
I
That's
mean,
so dope."
what was that editor that was on all the Windows computers?
It was FreeCam or Hypercam.
Was it that? Yeah, and it's like you still have the
watermark.
Man, yeah, and
It says hypermark across like the middle of the screen.
But that was like our favorite thing to do so I always enjoyed social. It just never clicked to me that it could be a career. Partially probably because like, you know, growing up, there's the big three careers, especially for like, you know, my parents aren't from here, so it's you can be a lawyer, a doctor, or an engineer.
Yep,
I remember, that's it. So I remember being like, oh, I want to work in the ER because I used to watch all the ER shows. Yeah, I realized that's just a fucking show, and I was like, oh, this is way.
tells me some shit. I'm like, I don't know how the fuck you do it. No. She said that she got an email that's like, by the way, basically the email she got was like, by the way, no holidays. Like you're on call 24/7. You're just gonna have to deal with that for a year. And I'm like, Taina, how?
No.
Oh my God.
I very quickly realized I was like, oh, I'm not
cut out for that. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm not.
I can admit when I can admit defeat.
Very quickly. I was like, oh yeah, no, I'm not doing this. So with me, like even me pursuing English and wanting to teach had them kind of like, but they were like, oh, at least she could be a professor. Like, oh, that's a nice title. She can be a professor. So of course me taking that gap year and I'm like, I'm gonna do social media. And they were like, have you lost your mind?
I feel like your creative writing definitely helps you.
Absolutely. To this day. And I mean,
like
I
narrating
still
your videos, making the best direction for it. Like you probably know how to do all that shit and it definitely translates. Like it's very easy to follow your videos.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate that. And it's always interesting to hear it from like an outside perspective because I don't think I always catch myself doing it. But even when I'm recording stuff or I'm just thinking, I'm like, okay, what is the whenever I wrote short stories, I used to always start off with like, I know everyone has different, my starting point was always like, what do I want people to feel when they finish the story? Like, do I want them to feel devastated? Do I want them to feel happy? So I have that same mindset with the videos. I'm like, when they finish watching this, what do I want them to feel? Like, do I want them to feel like, I need to get in my car and go and get this right now? Do I want them to feel like, you know what, maybe I need to reflect on my own, like, short-sightedness about Baton Rouge. Like maybe I need to think about what she's actually saying. You know, like that. I always start off with that, like, what is the point of this? Or maybe I might be like, hey, I want them to know that I can actually be kind of fucking funny. And there's no point to this except to show that, you know, I am a little quirky. I can do, like, I'm not just super polished. So I always say every post I make, I guarantee you is very intentional. It is very intentional. Even when it seems random, it is very, there's a reason behind that post. So it
translates.
Yeah,
it really does.
It.
I saw one of your kind of like behind the scenes video of you recently went to New York, or you had that video in the bank, and you were like syncing it to the beat.
Yes. That was an extra 30 minutes, like, because I was just like trying to think how I wanted it to hit, and I'm like, okay, I don't want it to be like, because you know you want to keep people, you know, like you want to be able to like, okay, which parts are longer? Because I also had, you know, you had to look at all your footage. There were some places where I had a lot of footage and some where I only had 2 clips. So I'm like, well, the 2 clips needs to be on the shorter end of the beats. And
you do your own edits?
Yeah.
On your phone? Just on your phone?
Just on my phone.
Oh my God,
I think it's I mean, that's the fastest
That comes out amazing.
Thank you.
I can't do it on mobile. I got like a whole battle station right there, and like I can do it, but I hate doing it.
You know, and I miss it though, because I had the whole Adobe, and I think I've just gotten so used to doing my phone. I'm like, I'm almost ashamed. I'm like,
anywhere. If you make like you're making quality content, so it's not like it's deteriorating anything, and you can carry it mobile. You can do it like right now. You could be doing it. You know?
Yeah, true. Honestly, right before I walked in, I was like,
boom, publish some graffics.
Yeah, like the stories I was doing. I was like, all right, quick, let me add the song, send it off. Like, I wish people realized how many reels, how many TikToks I've edited in my life. Like, even not even for my personal, with my business, when I was, you know, again, freelancing, trying to build my portfolio, I was very desperate. So I remember my first paid client, I agreed to post for her 3 times a day. They were all video, so I literally would stand there, record.
3 times on one social media or all across the board?
All across the board. So her TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, 3 posts a day. I remember recording it. Then I'll literally go sit in the corner, edit it, post it, start recording the next one. And I did that for like maybe 3 or 4 months. I would never do it again.
Seems like a lot, man.
No, that's fucking insane. I will never do it again.
3 times a day across all social medias is wild.
Like, and of course it was the same post, but it's still like, you know, you have to optimize the caption for
exactly.
Those, and people those small things add up too. Like just even changing it, like, oh, the cover photo or like the text.
Don't even give me.
Yeah, the text gets covered on TikTok, but not on Instagram. So then it's like, but people don't realize those small edits you do, like even the closed captions. I hate if it like ends off on a weird line, so I will go in and individually enter and let it like be evened out. And I'm like, no one's fucking noticing this. It's just me.
It's very no. They do. It's very, very, very subconscious. Like everything adds up.
Yeah, it does. So that's why when I did the behind the scenes, because I was so fucking tired. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna show these people what I'm
about it.
Yeah, it was partially a rant. Like I'm like, I'm sitting here counting the
Making
beats
this for you.
For you. It's probably gonna get 2,000 views and 2 likes. But it makes me happy because it's like it's also an art form too. Like I remember losing myself with just like trying to keep up with trends. So even if it doesn't go viral, I'm like, you know what? I genuinely love this. Like this is just like I'm happy with it.
I made a video of me like trimming my fig tree. I know you saw like a bare lemon tree right next to your car.
Yeah.
That
Wait,
got
how
fucked.
cool.
That got fucked up over the freeze, and like that tree
So it's
has
like,
been here for. I know.
Dang,
I had like
silence.
4 trash bags filled with the lemons last year.
Dang.
I was making fresh lemonade
Man,
for
my
months.
parents would have been on your ass. They would have been like, go get the lemons from.
Oh my God, there's no life. But I made a video. Like you were saying, like you just like creating shit.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Yeah,
I went back there. I put my live on, and I was just trimming my fig tree because, like I told you, whenever you walked in, like this, they were. It looks much nicer now in the house, but my grandparents were hoarders and they had shit like piled everywhere. And my grandpa didn't give a fuck about the yard, so he didn't even mow. He like paid somebody to mow it. So that fig tree, if you look back at one of my videos, I'll put it either right here or right here or right there or right there. It's
all the options.
Yeah.
Or right here.
Yeah, because whenever I go into post, I might just want to post up here instead of right there.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
I give
yeah,
myself
yeah.
some options.
Love that.
But it was just a time lapse of me like cutting the tree down and like really making sure everything was good because there was like 3 weeds growing in the middle of the fig tree, and that motherfucker is not going anywhere anytime soon. It got revived. There's 2 berries that's coming out, and I'm gonna be making fig tarts and fig preservatives. So if you come on next, I'll give you a jar.
Please do. Yeah,
Kingsley
like,
actually
what?
hit me up, and I told him about that. He's like, dude, you need to get me a jar. And I didn't even mention it.
Yeah, because I'm
I was
like,
that was such a specific thing for you to ask.
Wait, but that's cool though. Like,
Fig preserves.
see? And like, in your own backyard.
And I loved it. I loved posting it. I sped it up. I had like a little intro, like little voiceover intro. And then my friend who plays the music for this podcast, like had a little track at the end. And it was just me cutting it down, like making sure everything was good. And
That is so cool. Like,
I love gardening shit like that.
I don't know. Like, I just love that shit. Like, the stuff that really inspires me as a kid, I'm like, I want to do this stuff again. So I'm like, yeah, if I want to watch this, I'm going to watch it. If I want to edit this or be cringe, I want to post it because it's just
It's
like...
your own empire. You do what the fuck you want in your own empire.
Exactly. So it's like who fucking cares? Like, being on social media has definitely made me grow out of my shell. A lot of people don't see it, but I am very shy, or at least I grew up very shy. That's why sometimes I get kind of like
horrible anxiety. So sorry to cut you off.
No,
like,
you're good.
I have horrible anxiety. Before you came here, I was pacing in the living room.
See,
like whenever I have any type of event, it doesn't matter what the fuck it was. Doesn't matter what it is. I'm a mess. I told Tyann, I was like, look, whenever I get home, because I got off early today, I was like, whenever I get home, just let me go upstairs. Let me like get everything.
Yeah, no, I understand. I get it.
Let me zone out. Let me do my thing.
No, I get it. Like, I mean, even before I do any speaking stuff, or if it's somewhere where I know someone who maybe follows me is gonna meet me, I just get very like, I almost have to sit. I'm just like, it's okay. Like, you're fine. You know. And then 9 times out of 10, it's always fine.
9.9 times out of 10.
It is always fine, but
and
leading up
after
to it,
you're like, I'm glad I did it.
Yeah, every time. But leading up to it, it's very. I mean, I was very shy. I'm sure Kingsley could say that too. Like, very quiet, soft-spoken. Of course, when you know people.
Used to be like in school. Used to.
Well, look, and
Way
maybe I
back
don't
in the
know that.
gap.
I'm like, but I'm also like, well, we're family. So when he came to the house, I'm like, he was not.
Yeah, maybe
quiet.
the first day he was at STM, he was shy. But after that, whenever he got to my house, we'd always play Nazi zombies, Call of Duty, and all that.
There's no way. He's an extrovert to me.
He is the most extroverted person I know in my life.
Absolutely. To this day, me and my brother still say, I'm like, you remember when Kingsley did this? Or remember when Kingsley did that? I'm like, he just was like, I remember we were watching home films. I wish we still had them, but I think we lost them in the flood.
Oh, no.
And
Y'all got fucked up by the flood, too?
Oh, yeah. Oh, man. They
We
lost
got 14
everything.
inches. We didn't have contents on our insurance, so we got fucked.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yep. Family home, like, they lost everything. And, like, but it was like I think I had a dance recital. And I'm just standing there in my little trophy, just like, and Kingsley like running around the fucking pole. They're like, Kingsley, stop. It was so funny because I'm like, he just was like, oh, he's just high energy and stuff. So that's why to me, I was like, oh,
Kingsley, we're not going to stop talking about you.
We're not because I'm like, this is good lore. I'm like someone who knows him as like his child.
I know. Believe me, I know.
But yeah, like I was very.
That's my mom's second child. Like he was always at our house.
I love that.
If you text him the words zebra cakes and nothing else, then he'll know.
Dang, he loved zebra cakes.
Every time he came to my house, he fucking like ripped that package apart.
I'm not gonna lie, I did too though.
I love zebra cakes.
Like obsessed with zebra cakes.
Maybe he brought it over to my house.
Who knows? Maybe I got it from him. I don't know.
You probably got it from him. You probably got it from him because my mom would go in to like get a late night snack. She'd be like, I know y'all eat a lot, but my lord. And then Kingsley would be like eating the like third package.
Oh yeah, no, me too. Damn. I'm like, was it Kingsley?
It's all clicking.
It's all clicking. No, because I'm literally, my mom's starting like, yeah, you ate all the fucking zebra cakes within a day. They're just so good.
They're amazing. Oh. And I mean, to speak about Kingsley's extrovertness, one more time before we
we get back on track.
Before we divert. Oh, I would love to get off track and just have a full podcast just talking shit about him.
So how about we just do that next time? Just like Kingsley versus what was it? 100 men versus gorilla. It's gonna be like
Kingsley
me and you.
Yeah. 100 Kingsleys versus a Kingsley.
Oh no, we'll have to do that. Put a pin in that. We're gonna have to do that.
I'm gonna mark it. There we go.
Seriously,
it's marked on the audio.
I think that'd be really funny, and I don't know. I like being able to talk about stuff like that because I'm always like, oh wait, I don't think people know that. Like, I'm very family oriented too, so I'm glad we're like hanging out more as like adults.
That's awesome.
Because like we were very, very close. Like we have this picture as me, Kingsley, and then our other cousin Nico, and you were always like, we're the big three. Unfortunately, my brother, we're only a year apart, but I guess he didn't make the cut. So it was like, oh, we're the oldest cousins, like da-da-da. So I just always looked up to them. They were like my older brothers because I'm the oldest. And so sometimes I'm like, I don't have to be in the driver's seat. Like Kingsley.
Yeah, let him take
I think,
off.
and clearly he enjoys it. So.
Yeah, and speaking about letting him take off, like I would usually, I don't like going out to bars or anything like that. I stopped doing that a while ago. It stresses me out. Like if you tell me to go to a club, I ain't going. I'm not even gonna make an excuse.
Same.
I'm just gonna tell you no. You know.
Same.
So whenever Kingsley was obsessed with going to Fred's and all like I would go with him, but only because I would treat it as like an event. I would follow him and just watch the shit that he got himself into. He would go up to random people and just start dancing, go get on top of tables and start fucking dancing, taking his shirt off, doing the fucking worm on the tables. And I'm just sitting there just cracking up laughing.
Wait, because why for Christmas? I told you we spent Christmas. He was like, we're going out. And I'm like, Kingsley, I don't.
Just follow him.
Out. And I was like, you know what? Yeah. And I was like, you know what? Fuck it. Let's go out. And where did he bring us? I had never been to, was it the station? I've never been there.
I love the station. I actually like it.
I had never been
there. They have
there.
comedy nights there. They have open mic comedy nights.
Oh, you know what? I think I did go to a comedy night once in
college.
college.
It's pretty dope. It's a lot of unfunny people, but that's why that's an open mic.
Yeah,
and
like
to be
it's
honest,
just there.
I like the unfunniness. I like whenever people are bombing. It makes me laugh. So take it how you want.
I love it. That's dark.
Hey, it is
so
what
yeah,
it
we
is.
went there, and I'm like sitting here, and I could tell because I wasn't drunk either, so I was just kind of there. I'm like, this is not me at all. But once he got there, and I remember turning around, and he's on the stage with Ebenezer, and I'm like, what? And they're like, yeah. But then I was like, at this point, I also was probably a few shots in, so I'm like, yeah, we're just having a time. Like, oh my God, it was so much fun though. It really was. Would I do it again? Probably not. He could probably convince me because he's a very influential person. But yeah, hearing you say that, I'm like, yep. And I feel like
he's just such a fun
everybody.
Person to be around, and
He
like
is.
it's a problem and it's not a problem.
That's one thing I will say. Some of the people I enjoy having as friends, they could even be like, oh, watch for this person. But I'm like, you know what? You know what you're getting with them though. I'm like, they don't lie. You know, even if they're a little abrasive, I'm like, you know what? Yeah, I fuck with it. Like,
yeah.
You know, hopefully, I mean, I don't know if I'm like that to other people, but I'm just like, I love that. Like, if you know what? You're right. Kingsley, he loves to go out. You know what? Fuck it. I know what I'm getting myself into, and I was totally fine with that. Like, I just love when people can be themselves, and I think that's because it inspires me to do that. Because growing up, I just wasn't. It was very much like, you know, you got to do this career, you got to fit in here, and always wanted friends, and I was scared to be by myself because that meant like you have to sit with yourself and you have to know yourself. And it just for a long time, I really didn't like myself. And so I just would avoid that for so long. So now that I'm kind of, you know, in mid-20s, getting to the late 20s, and I'm like, oh, finally, I can just do what the fuck I want.
Yeah,
like, I can
you
just
have
like
your camera and fucking tell your stories like anywhere the fucking nobody in reality. I tell this to myself all the time, and it doesn't click because I'm just so hard-headed. Nobody really gives a fuck. Like if you're holding your phone out like this, somebody might glance at you for a split second, and they're not going to be thinking about it while they're opening their car to go home and on their way. If they do, they need to get themselves checked out because that's actually crazy behavior.
It is. But they literally don't care. Like, I remember my first reviews, like, sucked because I was so like, oh, I'm scared. I don't want to pull out a light in this area. And now I don't care. Like, I will stand up and be like, excuse me, can I rotate this chair this way? Because it's going to give me a better angle. No one cares.
Yeah,
like,
okay, cool.
Yeah, if anything, I feel like it's helped with the, like, now they're always like, oh, yeah, like, we get people all the time take pictures. Like, I think Baton Rouge is getting used to the foodie, like, oh, they're coming with their whole extravaganza or whatever. But yeah, no one really gives a fuck. Like, and I used to be so scared posting. I'm like, oh my God, what if my mom sees this? What if this? And I just reached the point I was like, or I'm like, someone from my old church, and I'm like, you know what?
Eventually they will at some point.
Oh, and they have.
Yeah.
I mean, and I was like, oh, and what happened? Nothing. The earth is still rotating.
They said some things and they felt some way, but.
And if they did, they didn't say it to my fucking face.
Yeah.
I'm like,
let them deal with it. They can pray about it later.
I said, I'm happy. Yeah, no, seriously. And I'm like, but life is just, like, so now I'm like, okay, I just want to be myself. I don't want to post what I want, and I want to just do what I want. So it's definitely, social media has definitely been a blessing in disguise, even though sometimes I hate being perceived. I'm always like, I kid you not, you'd be surprised, but for years, even growing up, I used to always be like, I want to be the person who's known by who needs to be known, and I want to make a good amount of money and live a very quiet life. I don't want to be famous. I don't want anyone to know me like that. I said that so many times. I'm sure people from high school could be like, yeah, I remember you saying that. So it's almost a contradiction, like, oh, you plastered yourself online, and
but like
people recognize you now when you're out in public.
To do what you're doing, you know?
Yeah, and you do, and you really do. So I've come to peace with it for the most part, but there are the days, like you said, that anxiety, like I have to get my mind right. I'm like, okay.
You like at the it's like the post clarity of it. You know you're going to feel good, but like you cannot convince yourself of that leading up to it.
Yeah, like
it's
I
that
don't know.
something in our brains.
It is, and that's exactly why I started. I went and got my med card because I was like, I gotta get this together, because that's like being my own worst enemy sometimes. It's like, girl, you're good. Nobody cares. Like you're the only one making all these scenarios and assumptions and perceptions. Like nobody was thinking that.
Yeah.
So that's why it's always interesting when I'm hearing like, oh, this is how I'm perceived, or you're like, based on your page, this is what I see, and I'm like, man, like that's pretty fucking cool. I'm like,
I mean, it's like I said, it shows. Like you put a lot of time into it. You cut the beats, you cut the pictures and the transitions to the beats. Like people who put that much thought into it and have a story that they want to tell, it really translates into the content. Like it's fluid.
It
you
is.
know?
Thank you. And I want to get back to writing. So when you were talking about starting over in 30, I'm like, in my silly little brain, when I hit 30, I'm gonna be like, all right, new career.
Well, I guess I kind of take back, because all the stuff that you're doing right now, let's say you do that, I'm sure all of this experience from 2019 up until now, all your social media influences, you can gather and you can pick apart some aspects of experience and like move that on to like what you said, like what if I start over and just start writing?
Yeah.
I'm sure you can translate that, and it's just experience is experience is experience, unless you're like literally maybe like no shade to data analysis, but like maybe if you're like just a data analysis for like a very small company,
something very niche.
Yeah, to where you're not really like, and what other aspect are you gonna have to
that's
use
true
Excel?
It's a lot of transferable skills for sure. So
social media influence, and like what you do is like, so you're on the move all the time. Like you're having to do so much shit, so much extra shit. Edit your own stuff, make sure your picture looks good, make sure the lighting is this way, make sure that like it's not too fast, like the time lapse isn't too sped up, like all these like not minute, that's not the right word. All these
like they're minor, but they're important.
Yes,
you know,
very, very important.
Things. Yeah,
I call them minute because I hate doing them.
Yeah, I'm like the size of the I'm like the size of the stroke that the outline
Oh
is.
my
Like
God.
I'm like, y'all don't understand. Show some extra love to your favorite creators and creatives, y'all, okay?
Yes.
Like every time I do something new, like let's say I do like well, I already knew pottery was fucking hard. But taking the class just solidified it. But I remember doing like a wreath making class. Like I just do random shit sometimes. And I remember doing it and I'm just like, this is a lot of fucking steps. I didn't realize that. And she was like, yeah, like here are the steps. You can make it at home. I was like, no. I will patronize your business. I don't want to make it. I was like, I see the work and effort and those small things to make a beautiful wreath, because mine looked like jack shit when I was done with it. I was like, oh, I didn't realize how you roll the tool. Like all those small things matter. So it makes me appreciate creatives in other spaces or businesses. I'm always like, and that's why I have a respect for anyone in the service industry. Like it is fucking hard. I've never worked, well, no, I did once. I was maybe a hostess for like 2 weeks. I didn't last long. I tried bartending too. I have terrible memory. I remember forgetting people's drinks and stuff.
See,
So
I would do the same shit.
And I was like, man, so every time I kept fucking up, I'm like, I'm gonna make sure I tip my favorite waiter next time I go, because you do a great job. Like, it is not an easy industry, like, for restaurants. So I think that's why.
And it's so hustle and bustle. It's like non-stop walking, running. You don't have time to think. You got to think on the fly, say shit on the fly.
Yep.
Deal with horrible regulars. Deal
And
with
if you
really
make that
nice
one
regulars.
mistake, that's the one thing they like blow up on the
yeah,
review.
and they'll bring it up. They'll be like, oh, remember, don't fuck up the wine this time.
Yeah.
You brought me red instead of white.
Yeah, and it's like,
I was like, okay, dude,
God forbid, I've only been on 2 crackers and this is a double and I didn't get a break. You know, like.
I've been up for 47 hours. I'm going insane.
No,
what do you...
I mean, so I definitely give so much grace where I can, because I'm like, it's hard. It's definitely not easy at all. So, you know, it's just things to think about. That's why I'm like, I just want to be, these are humans behind all of these things at the end of the day. This is somebody's aunt, uncle, whoever. Like, I think because you were talking about St. Thomas More, and like his mom and my mom worked there. They were custodians there, and I remember going to the fair or whatever they have, and I remember they were out there. I think they had
the STM fair.
Is that what it is? I don't know what it's called. Whatever fair, pop-up fair y'all have. Like,
that's the STM fair. It's
the STM fair. Yeah.
It's legendary.
So I remember being there once as a kid, and I mean, I think my mom and Auntie Gina were still working, but I don't know. Somebody had made a comment that just like, it was a little rude. Granted, age, I'm like, it's fine. We're probably just being assholes. But they were just like, why, don't you have something to clean? And I just was so like, man, I'm like that's my mom. That's my aunt. Like, so to me, I was just like, y'all have to view people like these are human beings. You know what I mean?
That makes me so angry, because I went to school and I saw her every day.
Right. Oh my gosh.
Sweetest lady on the
genuine. I mean, she sacrifices so much.
To this day, she comments on my post and my mom's post.
Oh, I love that.
To this day, she's like, I love y'all, looking great.
I love her.
Never misses it. I haven't seen her in God knows how long.
Oh my gosh, still the same.
It's just still, I love
great
it.
Personality. Like, Auntie Gina's amazing. Like, I always say that. Like, I see it. I'm like, I see how much she sacrificed for her kids, and still like it's very inspiring. So yeah, I'll never. I was so mad. I was like, I'll never. I remember my mom asking, do you want to go there? I was like, I'm not going there. They're ungrateful. Granted, it might have just been that one kid, but stuff like that. Yeah, that one instance, just like, I still think about that, and it makes me think about whenever it's someone serving, maybe someone's slow or this, it's like, that's someone's family member, friend, partner.
Next time a 3rd grader pees in the bathroom, how about you go fucking clean it instead of her? How about you do it?
Seriously.
See how you like it. I'm
like, they've been working, because I was like, they were working multiple jobs at that point too. So I'm like, they can't go and just look at the fair and take a break, So I just say that all to say, sometimes when I see people talk about like, oh, screw this, or y'all need to do this, I'm like, these are people. This is a person who's trying the best they fucking can. Like, granted, now don't get me wrong, when it comes to like holding yourself accountable, there's a time and place. I'm very much like, if I fuck up, I'm like, you know what? Yeah, I did that. It is what it is.
It's a very important thing.
It is, and I learned that the hard way. Like, I used to make so many excuses, like, well, I didn't know this, or, well, I'm sorry, like saying sorry without meaning it. And after doing that so many times, and I know I've hurt people in the past, I was just kind of like, that fucking sucks. Like, that, I don't want to be that type of person. So I remember kind of a little bit after undergrad, I was like, nah, let me just, if you fuck up, own it. and you take responsibility for it. And
It's a
that doesn't
really good learning
mean,
moment, too.
yeah, and it doesn't mean that, oh, now they're going to be your friend again. Like, I totally respect the people who are like, I don't want to be your friend anymore. Like, that hurt me. Fair, because I get it. Like, it was fucked up, you know, but I can hold myself accountable for it and also respect their decision. And that's something I just, you know, I'm really kind of big on. So, you know, let's say a restaurant does something fucked up. I'm like,
Yeah.
no, own it, you know, like, don't hide from it. Don't shy from it. Like, own it. But
It happened.
It happened. I always
Somebody
like,
did it.
Somebody did it.
Yeah.
Someone's lying and it's not me.
Yeah.
So just own up to it. Like, life is, I say this in any instance. I think I learned it because I used to lease apartments. I worked a lot of jobs.
You dabbling.
I dabbled. But all skills very transferable.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I used to lease apartments, and oh my gosh, I think that was the, I feel like that was the most hazingest. I don't think anyone can scare me more than a mom whose son was supposed to move in at a certain move-in date, and they did not turn and clean his room. I don't think there's anything scarier than having to go and tell her, hey, your son can't move even though y'all drove in 4 states away to move him in. Oh my gosh.
I bet there was a rage. Her face just started.
Yes, and this is my first big girl job, and I'm like, I'm not even the boss, like, and I have to handle. So to this day, I don't think anyone can like hit me, but in that moment, it made me realize like shit is gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
But what always helped with those people, it was how did I respond to them? Did I hear them out and think like, you know what, let's give you a credit, like, you know what, maybe let's cover for your hotel room or something, like,
Yeah.
What is the response? And so I think with anything, especially in restaurants, like shit is gonna happen. Someone's gonna mess up an order, something might come out cold, you know. Unfortunately, they might have hired a shit employee and they had a bad mistake, and now it's a reflection of your business. It happens. So
Yep.
how do they respond to it? So I just hope people can have that.
Yeah, that's how people
ideology.
bounce back.
Yeah, I mean,
That's how people keep up good reputations. Like if you keep
Exactly.
just pushing shit under the rug and not fixing anything and not taking accountability, yeah, you can
Yeah.
fuck up royally.
Yeah.
Like have a cockroach in a fucking soup and then that'd be all over that would be horrendous. I would never go to that place again. But then
right, you know, part of the, hey, you got to respect their
yeah,
decision.
yeah, respect my decision.
But hold yourselves accountable.
Yeah, yeah. But like if you post all of that and you get mad, how about you post an apology and being like, hey, if that person comes in, they get fucking free soup for life, and then that'll
Right.
go over very well with another, like with social media. They'll be like, okay, they actually have a heart.
You know what that makes me think about? Recently, they had that TikTok where there was gosh, what was it? I don't know if it wasn't a cock. She found something in her like crawfish boil. It was a hair tie, like, and they still had hair on it, and it like got boiled. And I get it, shit happens, right? Again, shit happens. And they like attacked her in the DMs. They were like, "You're just trying to tear us down." Da, da, da. Like it was. There was no like, "Oh shit," you know what? We don't know how that happened, but we're so sorry. Just, you know, it's on us. Get free crawfish for the rest of the season.
Yeah.
Something, you know, even a
It's
discount.
like, y'all act like y'all don't fuck up. Y'all blah, blah, blah.
Yeah,
It's like, bro,
I was just
chill the
like,
I never said I didn't fuck up, but dude, you fucked
yeah,
up.
like it was almost like they were blaming her, and it's like, I promise you, I'm sure she did not want that hair tie in her
yeah,
crawfish bowl. I'm 200% sure she did not want to have to be
Probably
like,
wanted to keep using that hair tie.
like
Probably
it's
didn't
just
want to buy another
like,
one.
like it just was. It was very. The response to stuff is very odd sometimes. I'm like, just own up to it. It sucks and it hurts, but that's part of the industry. Same thing with me posting online. I have people who are like, you have terrible taste buds. This is this, and I'm just like, hey, cool. There are actually 50 other fucking foodies you could follow.
Yeah.
Like, hey,
that's
this is how I
fine.
like stuff, you know? Like, there are things I enjoy and some things I don't. Like, it is what it is.
Scroll.
Yeah, and you know,
that.
you got to deal with the trolls, too, sometimes. Like, again, the fucking Brits.
The fucking Brits.
I
The
was like,
title
what is
of that
wrong with y'all?
AI-generated clip is going to be the fucking Brits as the title.
was like, what? But yeah, like and it'll be unprovoked trolls, I guess, sometimes. Like I'll post something and they're like, no one wants to see you stuff your fat fucking face, and I'm like, you must have had a bad day. Like
Yeah.
I just was eating king cake.
They're
Like
you okay, dude? Maybe you need to go eat and then.
seriously,
you
I
haven't
mean, I
eaten
was
all
having
day,
a great
you're
day.
cranky,
You're
you know.
hangry. I mean, I would
Go
be
fucking
like,
take a nap.
I would read them and I'm like, what? I'm like, oh guys, this is a man. This is actually a man. And I was like, okay, like, you know, let's not be transphobic, one, but two, I just was like, I don't see where I don't know. Like those are the troll comments I get sometimes, which are I don't know. It's very random. I think sometimes my videos just randomly hit somebody's TL because I will say my community is very, very supportive and positive. Like, I'm very grateful and happy for, like, who I have because they're just like, we're here to support each other. You know, I'm wanting to listen to them and vice versa. So I enjoy it. They make it easy for me to be like, okay, let me keep pushing. Like, they're the reason I want to keep posting and stuff because honestly, if it was up to me, I probably would have stopped like a few years ago.
Do it in spite of them fucking idiots.
Yeah. Oh,
Out
yeah.
of pure spite.
Oh yeah, look, I'm the block queen. Oh
yes, absolutely. That's the title of the podcast.
I'm the blocking queen. I mean, those comments probably won't even sit for 5 minutes before I'm like, boop, 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 report blocked. You're not gonna bully me on my fucking page.
Yeah.
You're not gonna make fun of me about my page. This is my safe haven. Like, what?
It's literally, I bought this phone. I did this footage. It's mine.
Literally.
So you can.
Yes.
Fuck off,
Yeah.
you
Like
know?
I probably I will block someone so fast. I'm like, because I know how I can get to because I don't want my inner child. Like I have it pretty down packed, but I do have that part of me that is my inner child that's insecure and worried about.
I get petty. I'm sorry.
Oh, I can get petty. Oh, I can get petty. I
act stupid. I fuck with them like really hardcore.
Oh man.
They say something. I'm just like, can you like explain? Can you explain like what your thought process? I don't get what you're saying. And then they explain it, and I was like, can you explain that again? And then I just
just because like I might try that one day when I have time. Like you know what? What do you mean by that?
And they never 9 times out of 10 they never respond back to you if they make like a really hateful comment. And if you're like, hey, I would like. I hate your fucking taste buds on this one. You should like lobster. Be like, well, why? Like, what happened? Like, why don't you like lobster? They're like, whoa, they're
You're trying to conversate with me?
like, over.
Yeah.
And then fucking their head just explodes and then they never respond.
Yeah, and I ask those questions too when people are like, I hated this or this place is nasty. And it's not even into like a rude way. Sometimes I'm genuinely like, what was nasty about it?
Yeah.
Because nasty is so vague.
Yeah.
Like, what is nasty? And so I remember them being like, the food came out cold. I was like, well, that doesn't mean the food itself was nasty. It's just maybe the service, they messed up the timing. Because I'm like, maybe it's good when it was the way it was supposed to be served.
Yeah.
You know, or somebody's like, oh, it was so nasty. They used so much pickle juice. I hate pickle juice because I do hate pickles. I could say a burger's nasty because I don't like to taste the pickles, but that's like...
God forbid you don't like some fucking ingredient in something that you like to eat.
And it's like, but to say just outright, don't go here, y'all, it's nasty, versus if I say, hey, they put pickles on it and I don't like pickles, so I didn't like that. But you could be like, hell fucking yeah, I love pickles.
I love pickles.
You're like, that's probably the best place I need to go. Yeah, I remember trying this pickle vodka and I was like, this is the
Pickle
most
vodka,
disgusting.
I don't think I'm bored with that, no.
Oh, really? See,
No.
some people like it. I was like, this is disgusting.
One, it's going to make me immediately throw up like I told you earlier.
Well, true. Oh, yeah, true.
Two, I don't think pickles and vodka should be going together.
I don't know. What did they say is supposed to help with hangovers or something? I don't know. I don't like...
Not me. I guarantee you it ain't going to help my hangover. I've tried every fucking remedy under the sun, taking 2 Advil and like drinking a bottle of water before bed, like drinking orange juice, like drinking all this.
Powder. I'm like, I need the BC powder. It's very aged.
The hydration packets, like all these, like Pedialytes. Like I've gotten an assortment before.
I'm sorry, that triggered me. I hate
Pedialyte.
Pedialyte. My mom, it just brought me back to a moment as a kid.
It's like sugar-free cough syrup.
It's disgusting. I remember my mom used to make us drink, and I was like, I used to be like, please don't. I don't want to drink it.
Y'all were getting hooked up.
I mean, she was taking care. Oh, Pedialyte is. That just made me think. Do you have a liquor that's like that you will never drink again, like that you were scarred from?
Jack Daniels. If I smell it right now, I'll probably throw it. It's a whiskey.
Really?
Hate it.
Dang.
I hate the smell of it. I had a really bad experience one night.
Yeah.
And never again.
Oof, mine is Pineapple Amsterdam.
Very specific.
Very specific. Oh, I mean, if I smell. Oh.
It sounds like one specific night really turned you.
Yeah, it was.
I can't do Jaeger bombs anymore.
I don't like those
used
either.
to be the one who would lay out like 4 or 5 Jaeger bombs.
Really?
Yes, and I would go
took one and I was
bam,
like,
bam, bam, bam.
Oh, no. That's I don't know, something.
It was literally medicine before. Like
Yeah, that Amsterdam. Yeah, I'm like, that was freshman year. I'm telling you, LSU freshman year does not owe me a thing. It doesn't owe me a thing. That was the best I mean, all 4 years probably still. I mean, would I do it again? Probably not. I like being an adult.
Yeah.
But it really was the best 4 years of my life. Like, it really transformed everything because I was so close-minded and just sheltered. So freshman year doesn't owe me a thing, but it was, I think it was one of those kickbacks or sophomore year, I don't know. It was a jungle juice and it had a lot of, and it had a lot of pineapple Amsterdam. And I just remember getting so fucked up and throwing up and I could smell the pineapple. And I was like, oh, so now to this day, I'm like, please.
Can you eat pineapples?
I can.
Okay,
not often.
Yeah.
But like crushed pineapple.
Yeah.
The actual soda. I can't. I don't actually drink it anymore. So if I smell it, it kind of, because that's what they use to mix it too. So I'm almost like, please don't bring it. I'm going to get sick. So yeah.
Kingsley brought a fucking, for the 5-year anniversary, he brought some bourbon because he knows I like bourbon.
Yeah.
It was fucking
nice.
hot. You'll see in the first, like, if you watch it like the first 5 minutes.
I'm gonna go watch it.
You'll see a very genuine reaction to taking a lukewarm shot of bourbon. Kingsley and JP just took it down like it was nothing, and I was like, oh god, and then start cracking up, fucking laughing. I was like, all right,
he's built different. Like I'm like, I used to be able to.
You can still do it.
A strong drinker, but I'm almost a lightweight now. I think like focusing on my health and not drinking as much. So now I have a little sip and I'm like, woo.
Yeah. My thing is twisted tea. It's very easy for me to drink, and I mix it with like black cherry Mio.
Ooh.
It's like a flavoring, and I make like black cherry because twisted tea is like
it's the yellow can, right?
Yeah, yellow can, and they have half and half, and they have like regular lemonade. I love half and half because I always, whenever I was working at PacSun at the mall, I would always go to Cane's and then get an Arnold Palmer. Yeah, there we go.
Yep.
And then they stopped fucking giving me free drinks, and they're like, everybody has to get water now. I was like, fuck y'all, I'm out of here, so I quit.
Come on.
Like, I know.
Why are we gatekeeping the Arnold Palmers? Like, you're not. Come on, Ty. You're not losing out on a.
It's Cane's, man. They're
Cane's.
not losing out on a cup of.
I know.
Arnold
Isn't that
Palmer.
still insane that they're like as big as they are?
And
that's
very
why I'm like
simple menu.
a very simple, but I respect it. I'm like, damn.
I'll talk some shit. Their chicken fingers by themselves very bland.
Oh.
The only thing that saves them is the amazing cane sauce.
It is.
It is amazing with that, but without that, it's not.
It's not.
And fuck Zaxby's. I hate Zaxby's.
Wait. Hate is a strong word.
Cane's is more supreme.
No, it is. But I do like Zaxby's.
I like their honey mustard, and that's about it.
They have a good salad.
I haven't had their salad. You know what?
Good.
I'll try the salad, and then I'll put a clip of me eating the salad and then review.
You're gonna be like, yeah, and then I'll be like,
or I might like it. It goes back to let's try new things.
I go get their Cobb salad because it's egg and bacon, and then I get a cream soda. That's my favorite soda since I was a kid. Cream soda.
Wait. I used to drink the Barks red cream soda. That was my shit.
See, you're good people.
Yes.
Done. I trust you.
I can't drink that anymore though. I have like bad teeth problems, and that cream soda. It's probably 45 grams of sugar, an additional 45.
And then the red 40 and all that.
Yeah, and then the red 40, and then all of these chemicals that you can't even pronounce and read and really understand.
So refreshing. Yeah, I love it.
But I had like a few more questions.
Yeah.
We were like the stresses that you were talking about, like having to go through and like really post and like all this anxiety and stuff. Was there any moments like, I don't know, any event that like maybe you went to this restaurant and something like really fucked up happened and it really made you like sit in your car and be like, damn, that was pretty horrible. I don't want to bring anything up, but if you would want to share, like, what is your kind of like a reality check moment where you're like, God damn, that just happened?
Yeah, I've had that a few times. I think.
Oh my God, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I know. But I think learning from that, now I know how to kind of navigate it. I think the first time. Yeah, it wasn't like a terrible experience, but the food wasn't as great as I would have thought. And at the time, I wasn't clear as far as being like, I'm going to just share what I'm going to share.
Yeah.
Especially when it starts becoming like a collab or a trade or money's involved. Of course, no one's going to pay you to do a negative review, but there is still there's a way you can be honest. And, so I kind of struggled. And so I think that review, I can't remember which specific place, but I'm sure I could go and find it. And I know how I talk when I'm dancing around some stuff. And if someone really knows me, they can read between the lines. They're gonna be like, "You didn't actually really like that, did you?" And I'm like, "No, I did it, but I didn't want to be like, oh fuck, this is disgusting. But yeah, that was hard because I was like, I don't want to post this because it just didn't align. But I think another
it's
recent
like
time.
kind of like a pressure too.
It is. And so whenever it was also me realizing people just like, oh, you need to be posting this and that. And I was like, I'm not a fucking promo page. Like, this is I named it my name for a reason because it's my personal brand. Because I knew I didn't want to only do food for the rest of my life. Like, I knew I would want to just share other parts of my life. Or like you said, I might be like, hey guys, I'm done with this. I'm writing again. Like, I knew I wanted to pivot because I just liked, I like trying new stuff. But I think another creator in New Orleans, I remember her sharing how she navigates. Okay, let's say I have a bad experience and it was supposed to be a collab or they paid me. She was like, I will tell them, hey, this is what the experience was. I can still post it, but I'm going to say what it was. And I was like, oh shit, like, that's pretty badass. But it's straightforward. Like, I don't know why to me it just never clicks.
Well,
like,
it's
what?
kind of hard to take that first step, I would imagine.
Yeah, especially because I didn't know, I never thought of BR Talk with like this, oh, I'm going to be an influencer. It was just me really practicing for my business so I can get clients. So I was never thinking of it as like a full-time career. So I definitely was like, oh,
And you want to keep those clients. You were probably thinking, damn, they're going to trash me and then tell everybody else to never work with me again because I trashed their food.
You got to think, oh my gosh, there's so many.
I bet all the thoughts that you had were crazy.
It's
warranted
so many things
because
to think about.
it's the anxiety-ridden mind, like thinking of all these scenarios and all this.
And I overthink so bad. And then back to like what I said earlier, like I'm thinking like, man, this is someone's thing. Like they put their all into this. Like maybe it was just an off day, but
I really don't like it. H2, I don't like it.
Yes,
better.
I will. And so I started doing that. I'll just be like, hey, like if I come, it's gonna genuinely be my experience. But I also started being more strategic with keeping a balance of what's maybe like a paid promotion and then what's organic. Like to me, if I just come and I buy it myself, like I don't have any qualms with being like, you know what, I didn't like it, it's not for me.
Yeah.
Because I remember posting about, dang, I cannot remember the name of this place, but I was just like, yo, this was not for me. I was like, everything I ordered was just not it. I was like, it was lacking this. Like I prefer my baked chicken to have this flavor. And you know what's funny about that? Even though it wasn't a recommended place, I had so many comments of people like, oh my gosh, I brought my grandmother and she loved it. Like, because she can't have all of these certain spices. And because it was bland, ironically, me saying that I thought it was bland brought in a certain market of people to them. So
that's amazing.
Isn't it? And it really shifted my brain chemistry. Like, you know what? Just because I didn't like it doesn't mean I can't still somehow inadvertently help a business, because it brought in new people that were like, you know what? I was actually looking for a place like this that's not overly seasoned with Tony Chachere's or whatever they use. And so that made me realize, like, okay, I can still uplift a business without being ugly about it. Yeah. And I could just be like, hey, so I try to focus more on like, these are maybe the flavor profiles. Like,
it's the authenticity that brings people in.
Yeah, like,
they're like,
I love that.
It does not sound manufactured. She's not like, I'm going to try this. I like this.
Yeah.
I like this.
And it's like, I'm not trying to rage bait, like to be like, screw this place, like da-da-da. Because, the people will come in the comments about their favorite place, but it's like, look, I'm not trying to be rude. That's just the reality. Like, that's just the reality. So, yeah, now I definitely try to keep a good balance. And the things that I do that are paid, I came 10 times out of 10 now, they're literally, I probably already recommended them personally. So I have no issue doing okay, they're paying me to promote them, but I probably would promote them any other day without getting paid. So
you probably have to pick and choose, like you're probably pick and choosing more carefully, and then
absolutely, yeah, I have to, because I mean, it's. I think I'm very observant, and I look at how other influencers, whether it's local or on a bigger scale, and I'm like, look at how you fumbled the trust of your audience because you wanted to get this check, or like. There's been a few different. There's been a few different instances where there were some big events in Baton Rouge, and they brought in foodies or wanted to work with influencers, and I remember in certain moments when something might be mentioned, or I'm listening to the details, and in my gut I'm like, something's not aligned. I'm like, I don't want to promote it. I'm like, and it's not to be rude to y'all. Like, I will just remove myself from it and not agree to it.
Too much of a corporate feel, or is there other aspects?
Not corporate, like, well, actually, I don't mind talking about this because it's not, it never happened. Oh, no, I don't mind, because I'm actually like, I've been wanting to talk about it, but it was, damn, what was the name of the festival? It was a food festival that was supposed to happen, Red Stick Flavor Fest or something, and it was put on locally and stuff, and I was super excited for it. I'm like, oh, this is cool. Like, it's gonna be maybe in like I think the location might have been in North Baton Rouge, like, which I'm like, okay, great. Like, we need to do certain things and hit other areas of the city.
Yeah.
But it wasn't until I went to the meeting, and it's just like when you hear certain details of it, it just kind of had me like, okay, what are your intentions? I think it's more so the intentions of this event or the intentions of the person putting it on. Like, do they align with me? Are you genuinely wanting to help other people, or are you just trying to screw people over? Because there are people who do that. And look, if that's their
And they just
tea,
want contracts in so they can.
and they just
like,
make money. And
yeah.
I remember like a local business that I supported all the time. I remember him asking me about it because he was like, hey, I think I saw that you're an influencer for it. Like, can you give me some more detail? Because they told me this, this, and this, and it costed this much to be a vendor. And, you know, that is pricey for me as a small business. But if you're a part of it, I'm gonna take that risk and pay the fee.
Yeah.
And that's a big responsibility to me because these are people who trust me. And if I recommend it, they're like, you know what? I'm willing to use that last $500 to try this event because Maameefua recommended it, and I know she likes to do quality stuff. So that had me kind of like, you know what? I told him, I said, hey, I had just started. I said, I haven't even met with them. Let me learn a little more before I tell you, like, go for it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna tell you like a
Right.
first initial conversation.
Yeah. And I
like,
was excited at first. And so, and I'm so glad that I really think that might have been like God's timing coming in. Like, wait, hold on, before you blast and say, yeah, everybody come on in, have the conversation. So it wasn't until that meeting that had me kind of thinking like, like, I don't
Shit's
know,
off.
something's off. And so, you know, again, there are people who put on markets in general, not just in Baton Rouge, where they get the vendor fees and they make a ton of money and the vendors get fucked. Like, I've seen that happen with close friends who are small businesses, and they do pop-ups and they're putting all this money into popping up, and they're promised thousands of people are going to come, and then they don't make anything that
it's
day.
just dead.
Yeah, and that sucks. Like, I feel like I'm just such an impetus to where I'm like, I hate that for them because they're spending, and don't let it be a baked good. They can't. What can they do with that? They've already spent the money and they made it. Like, all
They
you can do is give it
prepared
away.
They probably promised them some type of foot traffic. Like, hey,
Exactly.
we're probably expecting this many people.
Hence why we need to charge you $800 for your entry because you're going to make that. So it's a risk. It's a risk. So it's,
Just
and that
real
business
estate
was very,
spots to them.
yeah. And so that event was newer. So it made me realize he was looking at me like, look, if you think it's going to be worth it, I'm willing to get that risk. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna be honest, I don't know enough to tell you that because I don't want you to waste your money. So yeah, something was off, and I just remember being very like I was on the fence. Like, if they ever watch any of the food influencer, my friends, if they watch it, they're gonna know what I'm talking about. I remember texting. I was like, y'all, I'm gonna be honest, I'm not fucking with it. I was
I'm
like,
trying to go
not.
home.
Yeah, like I was just like, it is just not aligned. And to be honest, and I'm like, hey, I'm fine if I miss out on this big opportunity. If it's a successful event, I'm like, congrats. You know
Yeah.
what? I'm actually, please prove me wrong.
Yeah.
Like, I would love that. And so,
You can treat
ironically
that as a
enough,
learning experience if they prove
yeah,
you wrong.
and
But
it-
if not,
and
you
even
dodged a
then,
bullet.
yeah, and even then it's like, cool. Because I'm like, I'm glad I respected myself to be like, I wanted to trust my gut. And if it's a missed opportunity, then so be it. But yeah, I remember being like, nope. And I stepped down. I was like, do not post me. I'm not associated. Like, I don't want to be involved. You know, you don't have to pay me, whatever. And so the event, you know, I started hearing through the grapevine. So I'm wondering when the event is, and it gets pushed back. And then I'm like, okay, it gets pushed back. And so then the next date's coming soon. And I'm asking people like, hey, did the event happen? Because I was going to still pop up because the
It's
local
still a
friends,
public
yeah,
event,
it is. And some of the businesses who were going to be there are also people I like to support, including the one who was like, okay, I'm going to take the risk to try it. And so I was like, well, let me come and support him, even though I don't really care for the inner workings. I'm like, let me come support this local business. But then the event then the page disappeared. And I'm like, I'm like, what happened to the page? And yeah, let's just say that there was just a lot of things happening, money being lost, things of that nature. So that was just such a moment where I was like, I'm so fucking glad.
Trust your gut.
I trusted my gut, and I wasn't thinking like, well, it's still money. Like, let me still get this payment because, you know, I get it. Like, people are, especially if it's, you know, everyone has bills. Like, so don't get me wrong. I don't want to be like, oh, you shouldn't take this. But sometimes money really is not everything. Like, I can only imagine if they're like, well, she's just promoting this. And if maybe I would have accidentally broke the trust with some of these vendors because they're like, well, you promoted it because you got paid, but it fucked us over, you know? And so I would
And that
that's
tarnishes
not
your
worth it. Yeah,
reputation. You
and
don't
it's
wanna
not
be
worth
looked at
it.
like
Yeah,
that.
and it's just not worth it. Like the amount of blessings I get from being able to just connect with people and local businesses, it's like it's priceless. Like I would much rather that than, hey, let's pay you this, and that. So yeah, that was definitely a big moment. That might have been a year or two ago. It wasn't that long ago.
Man,
Yeah, it wasn't
wow.
that long ago. So I'm
Wow.
like,
People never gonna know
yeah, I
what
might
you're
have to
talking
look
about.
around. Yeah, it wasn't that long ago. And again, it's not to like jab anyone, but I just was like,
I mean, it is what it is. Like
it is
you're
what it
talking about a
is.
learning experience.
It is.
It fell
And
through. It
it's some things,
happened.
it is. And for me, I just value, sometimes I don't value the money. And sometimes for other people, they can be like, you're out of your mind. You need to be charging these people this and that. And don't get me wrong, there's time and place where I need to charge. Like I remember I posted a video for Kava and it did well and they were asking to use it. And I'm like, oh, you're not fucking using this for free. You're Kava. Like what? You're a friend.
Why-
Like you
what-
are a corporate company.
In what other like if they were to outsource it to somebody else, would they get it for free?
No, they would not.
Exactly.
They would
So
not.
why the fuck would they ask
Yes.
you to do? Because if it doesn't hurt to ask, we might as well. And then if you say
Yes.
yes, then they're
And you have to be so careful with the paperwork. I
I
have
can
fucked
only
myself.
imagine.
Like I did
Oh,
not realize that
no.
small verbiage of, we have. I can't remember the term. They basically like we can use this as long as we want and remix it and use your face in any capacity, website, billboards, whatever, for the rest of till kingdom come.
I feel like
They have
the
verbiage
social
like
media
that.
influencers need a fucking lawyer. Like
No,
each
you
one of us
really
like need like a personal
yes.
lawyer.
You really you have to be very careful with that. And so I'm sure there's some things I've agreed to early on in my like foodie career where who knows, maybe when I have 1 million followers, they might take my face and be like, oh, Maameefua recommends are this. And I'm like, oh, well, shit, I sold my freaking face to them. Well, not even sold it. I gave it to them because I was excited.
Make a new brand. Fuck 'em.
Yeah, I know, right?
Start over
Seriously.
again.
Yeah, so it's like now I really pay attention to those things and I'll be like, hey, you can have usage rights for this amount of time. After that, don't use it anymore without paying me. Or I want ownership of this content. Like, though, they're so tricky with those small things. So Kava had something kind of similar in their verbiage, like, oh, we're using it to be for investors facing
shut
forward.
up.
And I'm like, so you're basically going to make money or get capital because of how well I edited this video to promote Kava in a new city. And you don't want to even pay me like, and I think I asked for like a couple $100 and they're like, we don't really have the money for that. And I was like, okay, well then don't use the video.
Yeah.
So to this day, if y'all see my face somewhere with Kava, they did not pay me.
Pay
Let
that
me
lady.
know. Yes,
Pay
let
the
me
lady.
know.
Both cameras. Pay the lady.
Seriously, because but with local business, that's why I'm like, okay, especially if it's my first time working with them, I'm like, yeah, like I get it. Some of these businesses are literally check to check. Like we talk about us as people living check to check. Some of these businesses are literally, restaurants are check to check. So I'm like, you know what, I don't mind. Like that is literally the heart of BR Talk. And that's why I always hope, and every time I make a few posts, I'm like, okay, I want people to remember this is what it is for. Like I think I might have said that in one of the videos explaining it. I'm like, look, if you want to see something negative, just go to like the Facebook comments of WAFB or something. Like you will find your hate comments there.
Go on Twitter,
arguing
anywhere. Any topic on Twitter.
Any topic.
It can be like, I love puppies, and then the most heinous comments beneath.
Yeah, like that. Yeah, it is so random. Like there's no correlation to this
No.
stuff
It's just
sometimes.
people just starting arguments in there for the sake of it, and it has no correlation to what the fuck the post was.
And I'm just like, there's so many places that do that. So I'm like, yeah, with BR Talk, I do want it to be positive. It doesn't mean I'm not constructive.
Yeah.
But if someone comes in, like I said, if they're like, this was nasty, I'm going to genuinely be like, what was nasty about it?
Yeah.
Because people keep that to themselves. And I promise you, especially because I work with them as clients too on the business side.
I like to know that shit though.
They
I
don't,
like to
and
know.
these owners don't know that.
Yeah.
They will sit there for the first time and be like, I didn't know people had an issue with this. Like, oh, this dish was too salty. What happened? Realize this person maybe fucked up the batch that day. Like, but if you don't say it, how are they gonna improve themselves? So
You can't keep it hidden. You can't keep brushing it on the rug and
Yeah.
expect shit to.
seriously. Now, of course, there are some owners who might avoid it. They don't want to take responsibility, but there are some who genuinely are like, I need to know this so that I can improve. And so anytime there's a comment like that, I will literally tag the business in it and say like, hey, I'm gonna be honest, that sucks to hear. Like, have you let the owners know? Because
Yeah.
I know them or I've been here and I know they wouldn't want that experience to happen. And a lot of times they'll respond and be like, yeah, like we just shot you a message. Can you explain what happened? Because we didn't know that that's, you know, this is what was happening. They can't be everywhere at once. And so I always love that BR Talk can be that, like, you know what, let's just be constructive. Or there's even people who are like, I think they'll say that and the owners will come and be like, hey, like, so sorry, like, please let us know what we can improve on. And it's not funny, but it's almost funny because they'll have people who are like, you know, this was 3 years ago. Maybe I should try it again. And I'm like, maybe you should. A lot can happen in 3 years. Think about where you were as a person.
Taste buds can change in 3 years, man.
Taste buds. Think about where you were at 3 years ago.
Yeah.
A lot changes. That's a long time. Different employees. You learn from your mistakes. You get better systems. Like,
I feel even a year, even 6 months.
I
think under 6 months is like, I feel like it's yesterday. But once you get past that, I'm like, that is like 50 years ago.
Yeah, no, seriously. And so I'm just, you know, and they'll be like, you know what, that was 3 years ago. And I remember the owner came back and was like, oh yeah, well, please come back. That was a completely different head chef. Like, we've had this person for the past 2 years and it's been great. So I have a personal rule where I do my like three's a visit rule. If I go the first time and I love it, then of course I'm gonna go back. If I go the first time and I don't like it, I'm like, okay,
try something different.
Let me try it again. You know, maybe I'll wait a month and I will give it another try. And then a lot of times that second time I'm like, okay, this was great. You know what? That was an off day. I'm glad I didn't write this business off. Now, if I go the second time and it's still not good, I will maybe wait 3 months, maybe 3 to 6 months. I'm gonna give you some time, because like you said, 6 months. I will try it again for a third time after some time has passed, and see if things have improved. And you know, in my videos, I always say like, hey y'all, on the first 2 times I wasn't loving it, but now it's great. Who doesn't like a redemption? Like, people grow and evolve and stuff. So that's my like big 3. But
was there one that went past 3 and then you couldn't? Like, was there anyone that you were just like, God, I'm not doing a 4th?
Oh, you know, there's some that didn't even make the 2, and I probably should go. And I'm thinking about it now, and look, and I'm talking about the people like, it's been years, go back and try it again.
Yeah.
It has been years since I've tried this place.
Sometimes you just taste something and you really just don't fuck with it. But you're already in the realm of like, you have the mentality of trying stuff. So for you to draw a line after 2, like, there's a reason why you're drawing a line after 2.
Yeah, the one that
you drew the line after 2.
And I hate, and you know what? I actually would probably try this one a 3rd time, because I heard they have new owners recently.
Well, there you go. You're watching One Piece, and then now you're gonna watch it. You're gonna eat this.
Yeah. So it was. I hate to say, because I love the aesthetic. Like, it is very much my aesthetic and core. Leola's Cafe.
I've never been.
I absolutely love the way it looks. Like, I love antiques. So the fact it's like attached to an antique, I love it. It's such a cool vibe. I love it. The first time I went, I was just like, I wasn't wild. Was the
flavor? Was it?
Yeah, it just felt like something was missing. Like, and you know, and I was like, maybe, but then I also was like, maybe it was just an off day. Yeah. So I went again. And I remember getting at the time, and again, this was years ago, so it's been a long time since then, but I'll never forget like the pancakes I tried. And so I love breakfast food. I don't know if I mentioned that. Like, I breakfast muffin. I will eat breakfast food all day.
I'm a breakfast like aficionado.
Yeah.
That's the
I was gonna say I'm a breakfast slut, but then I was like, well, yeah. I mean, like, I love, and I love eggs and
like country fried steak with the white gravy and the biscuit. Okay, I'll stop. I'm starving.
That is too good. Anyway, look, I'm like drifting off into breakfast heaven. There's these frozen pancakes that I used to die by. I ate them so often. I know the taste of them. So I was when I ordered it, and first of all, they were very perfectly shaped. So I'm like, okay, these aren't like homemade, because you know how a homemade pancake looks. But again, do not get me wrong. I understand. It's not for everyone. I didn't even mind that, but I tried it, and I looked at my best friend and I was like, I can't remember the brand. I remember saying it specifically. I was like, this is that so-and-so brand that comes in the 3-pack that's in the freezer that I get all the time. She was like, are you sure? I was like, I am positive.
You have no idea the
I've been
amount
eating
of
this brand
experience.
for years. I was like, I've been eating these pancakes for years. I said, even look at the dots on the, that is how much I've eaten them pancakes. And I was like, these are frozen pancakes. And so there's nothing wrong with them, because that is a good brand of pancakes. Do not get me wrong. But don't say it's like handmade, homemade.
You're going to a restaurant. There's a reason why you're paying to sit down.
So that had me like, I didn't like the mark. I was like, the messaging thing. And who knows? Maybe that was like maybe that was just that one day. But that was my second time. So I was like, I'm just gonna give it a break, and then I will try it again later. It has been a few years now, so I do need to go back and try it
to the
again.
frozen pancakes.
I've been lurking their Instagram, and the pancakes do look like homemade now. Like I haven't seen the frozen ones anymore.
Yeah, if they're in perfect fucking circles, like
they were perfect.
Medallion, like
I wish
a
I still
row.
had the picture because it was a breakfast taco, so they had it, and then they had the like eggs and bacon in there.
Oh, they're trying to cover it up. That it's
Yeah.
frozen.
I
That's
was
exactly
like-
what they're trying to do.
I was like, I know these pancakes. I was like, I
You can't
know.
fool me.
Yeah, I was like, like it's just like that. I was like, no, I know these pancakes.
Oh my God.
But no, I need to try them again. I do need to try them again, especially because I heard they have new owners or something apparently. So I want to try them
I
again
mean,
because
that'll
want to
either
love
make
them.
it horrible or way better, like
It is.
new owners.
So let's see.
Yeah,
Third
so it's
time.
like you can erase it.
Yeah,
You can erase it so
exactly.
you can go back to square one.
Exactly. I'm gonna be like, oh yeah, you're right.
But
Technically,
it would be a problem if nothing changed at all.
We'll see. If anyone's been recently, let me know. I want to love it because the aesthetic is so freaking cute. I'm like, I want to love it. But I can't lie to me or to my followers. I was like, I wasn't feeling it.
Yeah, I mean, it goes back to the authenticity that you want to portray.
I'm like really sad about it. I'm like, I really wanted to like it, but who knows? So anyway, we'll see.
But yeah, I know we were just talking about like food that you didn't. I mean, in this particular case, you didn't fuck with the food, and it was like the whole vibe.
Yeah.
So let's flip the script.
Okay.
What about your like one that didn't even make it past one? Because like you said, if I like it the first time, I don't even have to go into those rules. Is there like, I mean, I know there was so much good food that I've seen on your page. It might be hard to choose from any of them, but. Is there anyone that you will go back like right now? Like after leaving this, you'll be like, okay, I'm gonna go out.
Oh, absolutely. There has been a lot of good food, which I think people are so shocked that I could genuinely like that much food because I feel like they want to hate Baton Rouge, and I'm like, yo, if I said it was good, I genuinely thought it was
We
great.
had good shit here. We're in Louisiana.
Yes. Love Baton
here.
Rouge, y'all. Like, please, like, I'm like, give us 2 years to just genuinely love Baton Rouge. I feel like we would be a completely different city. I mean, people I went to high school with who have moved away, they sometimes, I mean, it blows my mind. They're like, someone sent me your video and was like, hey, when you come back into town, we need to go here. And they were like, I went to school with her, and I was like, wait, really? That's
Yeah,
kind of, I'm
that's
like, that's
awesome.
kind of, I'm like, that's awesome. Then I'm like, oh shit, like I didn't realize it was getting like
my reach.
shared. Yeah, I'm like, but it's always interesting to hear. And they're always like, you know what, like, you definitely have made me, like, I didn't realize how much Baton Rouge has changed since we were in high school. Like, I mean, government was the laundromat and maybe that Domino's and Pizza Hut. They didn't have all of the, like, LC's and all those restaurants that are there.
Many shopping malls filled with like so much shit,
Yeah,
like local places, new restaurants.
Government still had 2 lanes at the time. I know some of these young people won't know that.
Yeah,
Like,
some
there
of
was
these
no medium.
youngins.
Yeah, like it has evolved a lot. But so a lot of these places I post, I genuinely liked them. But there is one specific place I recommend them all the time that actually blew my mind because
I'm interested because I want to go to it because I probably haven't.
I guess people wouldn't know, but I was not a big barbecue person. I didn't like eating barbecue.
I recently came from Texas and I went to their top 2 places in San Antonio. It was Truth's Barbecue.
Oh, I heard of them.
And it was between that one and some Pinkertons. It was Pinkertons. But we went to Truth's and it was, I'll put a picture right here. It was like the freshest, or down there, up there. It was the freshest shit. Like you walk up and it was like a conveyor belt of barbecue. People like chopping it right in front of you and you're like, I want that piece of meat. I want
sounds
that.
so good. See,
It
and you
was
know, like the way people
phenomenal.
love barbecue, it just never hit for me.
Mm-hmm.
Granted, I remember saying it I think I told the owner, I was like, maybe I just didn't like the people who were making it in my family. Sorry. I could not get into barbecue. So when I first went to Smoke Bayou, I think it was like 2022 maybe or so. So I was still kind of early in my food career. And so I remember going, I'm like, I'm going to give it a try. I was not going in optimistically. I didn't think it was going to be bad, but I didn't think I was going to be like, I'm going to get barbecue again and again. I just thought I would be like, oh, it was good, and then leave it alone.
Yeah.
Absolutely blew my mind. I just had never had barbecue chicken like that or ribs. And then I love, Sweet Tooth. He had a good, sweet, sugary punch. I loved it. And so in my video, I kept saying like, yo, this is the best barbecue I've had in my LIFEEE. Like I still remember what I said. And you can go back and watch it. And I know people are used to folks like over exaggerating, but to me, I was like, y'all don't understand. I don't eat barbecue. Like if you
Yeah.
called my dad or brother every 4th of July and they're like, hey, let's get some barbecue. Or if we went somewhere, I'm like, I don't want that. Like, I don't
Yeah.
like barbecue. I don't eat barbecue. It just blew my mind. And I remember getting in the car and I'm like, damn, is this what I've been missing? Like, is this the barbecue people eat? And again, you know, that's why I loved being a foodie, because I was trying new stuff. Like, I had been sheltered. And if I stayed in that mindset of like, well, I don't like barbecue, I don't want to try it, I wouldn't have never tried any of these barbecue
You
spots.
wouldn't have made that post.
I
You wouldn't be talking about it with me right now.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be an influence.
Seriously.
You wouldn't be eating it.
Like, I mean, and I posted that and it, you know, and it did really well. And I didn't realize till he had mentioned later on in a post, like, oh, you were one of the first reviews of my restaurant. And I was like,
That's
really?
awesome.
I was like, I could have swore, I feel like people were recommending them though. Like in my comments, they'd be like, go to Smoke Bayou, go to Smoke Bayou. So I was like,
Yeah, so you figured it was like a
okay.
reputable place with everybody going to it.
Yeah, like absolutely. I mean, same thing with, man, I mean, that just blew my mind. So like me saying that, like, this is the best barbecue I've had in my life, I 100% meant that. That is one of the places where someone can come in and say like, I didn't like it, you have bad taste buds, and I will say, that's fine. I will die on this hill. That is the best barbecue I've had. Like, it completely shifted
Like,
how I
you're
view
wrong,
barbecue.
but I love it.
Like, more for me, you know, like
Yeah,
there's very few places I can put where I'm like, I will sit and just, if I have to be that lone one on the side saying, this is good barbecue, I will, because I didn't eat it. I did not eat it. I was not a fan of it. So that is, I will never not forget just being like, dang. And so now I go all the time. And now I try there's other great barbecue spots in Baton Rouge too, but going there is the reason I even started trying other places. So Calvin, if you watch this, much love. Like I genuinely like that blew my mind. So it's always,
God, I gotta go now. Shit.
oh, you have
I
to.
gotta go.
Oh, you have to.
love
That's one of the
barbecue.
places Keith went to, actually.
No shit, huh?
It is.
I
Isn't
bet
that crazy?
It got more popping, huh? The Keith Lee effect.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, I don't even know how. I'm sure. I know it was popping.
Because
You
it's
need to watch
good.
that.
If
It
it's
is.
good, you're set in stone.
Yeah,
You're set.
man, and I know people have their things about Keith, but he said in that video, he was like,
Whatever, dude.
he was like, man, this is some of the. He was like, I think this is the best rib I've had. And I was like,
It beats
see?
Texas.
I don't know. I'm gonna have to rewatch it. I don't know if it beats Texas, but he did say like, damn, this is really good barbecue.
Well, he did rank us above Texas and overall food. So
True.
So
by proxy, I mean, technically, it's the best. Like, and I remember watching that, and I was like, all these people who said I'm exaggerating. I said, Keith, look, he said it too.
It's official.
And he actually eats barbecue because
Yeah.
you know, and maybe that's, you know, I know some people are like, well, if you don't like these things, like, don't do that. Like, I know one thing I probably don't I don't want to say proudly recommend. Like, I'll recommend it, but if someone's like, give me the best wings, I'm not a wing like expert. To me, I'm like, oh, if it's good, I'm like, oh, it's good. And somebody might be like, well, no, it wasn't fried to this certain diameter
Okay,
of this. And I'm
relax.
like, yeah, I'm like, wings could do all of that.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, maybe I'm pretty basic with wings. So that's one place where everyone's always like, when they start the wing debate, I'm like, you know, I'm gonna just sit this one out because I don't think I'm at the caliber of rating that y'all are looking at, like all the different things.
I'm with you on that. I'm more of a chicken leg aficionado type guy. Like fried chicken, like baked chicken legs, like barbecue chicken legs. I can debate with the
Yes.
best of them on that, but
Especially
chicken wings.
Yeah, wings. I'm just kind of like I like Wingstop.
Yeah, yeah.
I actually liked Plucker, so I'm kind of.
Oh my god.
So whenever people are like, "Yeah, it was disgusting," I was like,
No!
"See?" I'm like,
No.
maybe
the
I
holy
should've-
macaroni? Are you fucking kidding me?
Or what's that drink? The psychedelic frog.
I got the
Oh, man.
appetizer sampler so much because it came with the mozzarella sticks,
Mm-hmm.
the holy macaroni, the fried pickles, which you probably substituted with something else.
Yeah, do
You
not
don't
give
fuck
me
with
pickles.
that.
No,
and
I
then
don't.
wings, and then that's it. And I ate that like a fucking maniac while I was living with Kingsley because Puckers was right down the road.
Yeah, see, yeah.
On Burbank,
I mean,
right-
yep,
right down the road.
right there on Burbank. Like, so I used to see that, and I'm like, I think Wingstop is good. I like Pluckers. Like, I like a lot of these chains. So I
Go somewhere
honestly,
else
I
with
really
your-
don't think there are any wings that I'm like, I don't. Buffalo Wild Wings, I don't like theirs. It might be that specific location though. I've heard.
I haven't had it in a while because I had a bad experience.
Yeah, that I
Puckers
will.
was an upgraded. Yeah.
100%. Yeah. So, but other than that, I really enjoy all the wing options we have in Baton Rouge, except for them. Sorry, but I'm like,
we don't review wings over here.
yeah, we don't. So anytime people are like, Like, I just posted a wing place, which I was like, I had a good experience. I was like, I thought the wings were pretty good.
You're
So
like, this is the worst one. And blah,
oh
blah,
yeah.
blah.
So yeah, like there's a mix. You know, it's
This is
mixed.
number 10 on my favorite wing list.
Yeah.
Bitch, I don't
Yeah, I'm
care
like,
about
hey,
your personal wing list.
I'm like, I get
I
it.
give a shit about my personal wing list because it's
Which-
my empire. It's my
right,
shit.
and I don't even have one. I'm like, whatever wings are most accessible to me in that moment. I'm like, all right, let's get some wings. So yeah, that's
Amazing.
that's one area I'm like, I don't lose my mind over that. So yeah.
After this conversation, I'm so hungry.
Oh no, see
I'm
me too.
gonna
I've been
fuck
sitting
up
here
some
thinking like, man,
cheesecake.
what am I gonna eat? Like,
Well, you about to bring home a cheesecake slice with you.
oh yeah.
Yeah. So we're gonna go ahead and like wrap this up. I have one question that I ask all of my guests.
Okay.
And then we're gonna let my friend Dakota ride us out with the sound effects with the music. So. Without further ado, thank you everybody for watching episode 130 with Maameefua in the seat of debauchery that JP is not a part of because he is absent. I'm going to mention that again.
Boo.
And episode 30, thank y'all so much for watching, for paying attention, for keeping us on while you're doing some work, any type of whatever y'all do to indulge on this podcast. We have more guests coming up soon, so it's going to be a rocket of just like content, and I really love having all these people on because I love talking to people who love what they do, and it's always interesting. It can be like the most basic question ever, but if it's a person who actually, like yourself, like actually enjoys what they're doing, and it exudes from you, and like you can tell in the way that you talk, like we need more people.
Yeah,
like
we
you,
do.
you know,
Yeah.
it's great. It's a great thing that you're doing for this community.
Yeah,
it's
and you
fucking
too.
dope.
Like, thanks for having me, honestly. Like, sometimes I'm always like, I want to share more, but there's not really a platform, or I'm like, it's not like a big news thing. So I love being able to like come and
let's work together next time. Like
seriously.
my last podcast, my 5-year anniversary. Go check that out. I had a guest interview, Daniel Baruch from Baruch Works. I had my parents on. They made me cry like 3 times. I teared up like hardcore, and I blame Kingsley for giving me a shot and getting me drunk before they came on because that
You were vulnerable.
Yeah, that deteriorated by keeping that shit in. Even sober, I would have.
Oh yeah, for sure. But I mean, it was the shot, right? It was the shot.
100%.
Yeah,
100%.
we're gonna go with
nothing
that.
else. Nothing else. But I always ask my guests this one question, and is there anything that you can leave our audience with? Any piece of advice? Any like beginning entrepreneurs? Any beginning social media influencers? What helped you really? What was the one thing that really stayed with you throughout your entirety of trying to build your own brand, build your own empire? Is there anything like that? And while she answers that, I'm gonna have my friend Tides, the Dak Attack Maggot Sack, play us out with Sun Soaked. He actually made this specifically for my 5-year anniversary. It's a great calming song. So while that's playing in the background, she will list off her, she will say some sound advice for my audience to leave y'all with. And y'all have a great rest of the week, rest of the day, of the night, whenever you see this. Go for it. And here's Tides go check them out on SoundCloud.
Okay, I will say for sure, the biggest piece of advice I can give you and that I use for myself was that be okay with taking the audacity. Like, be okay with having the audacity. Because starting BR Talk and posting about it, there were a lot of people who were like, you can't do food reviews here. You can't do that. No one does that here. You can't do influencing here. You can't do marketing here. You have to go to a bigger city. And I used to let that get to me. And so I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna do it anyway. Even if it does flop, I'm just gonna have the audacity to give it a try. And through that audacity, it made me have an epiphany where I was like, every time I'm hearing, well, no one does that in Baton Rouge. Instead of hearing it as a hindrance, it was, no one's doing that in Baton Rouge. Like, holy shit, I can do that then.
Yeah.
Like, there's an opportunity here. Yes, that means putting in work and laying the groundwork and all of these things, but just because someone doesn't mean it's impossible.
Yeah.
And so I will say I am so grateful to, like, if myself 5 years ago in 2020, quitting my job, not knowing what the hell I was doing, if I could look back and be like, I'm so glad you had the audacity to just go for it and just give it a try. And just doing something where everybody else was doubting you and discouraging you, I still was like, I still want to try it. And if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But I honored myself enough to try because I wanted to do it. So have the audacity, just fucking do it. And if it doesn't work, that's not a bad thing. Be happy that you tried and you did that for yourself. But there's the other side. I'm very optimistic where you having the audacity and trying it could be super successful, like where I'm at right now. So
try it.
Try it. Have the audacity. Just do it. Do it scared. Do it nervous. Do it. Just have the audacity to do it.
Absolutely. So that will wrap up our episode 130. Y'all go ahead, like, comment, subscribe, do all that, do all those things. And thank you for coming on the show,
Thanks for
episode
having
130.
me. Seriously.
And I hope you come on again and you tell me of your One Piece adventures. And I'll tell you that I finished Attack on Titan, and I know it gets pretty crazy towards the end. It's already insane right now. We're not going to get onto a tangent because we can go on for another hour.